know about the glories of uh, Bhagavad Gita. In the first session, I had told you all that Mata Parvati had requested Lord Shiva that, oh my Lord, I know that you're always meditating on Lord Vishnu and you know a lot about Lord Vishnu, who's none other than Lord Krishna. So can you please tell me more about the glories of Bhagavad Gita? And so how he starts telling by saying that this is how it was reported by, mm, it was questioned also by Mother Lakshmi to Lord Vishnu. So before we start anything, we are going to do the daily prayers, the Mangalacharan. So children, you can stay along, but stay muted. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. Together we are going to say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Shri Nrsimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Okay, so starting with this new story for which tells us about the importance of chapter 2. So once, as usual, you know how we start the story, once upon a time. So yeah, so once upon a time, there is a place called Pandharpur. There stayed a very religious Brahmana, and his name was Devasham. Devashama was so good at whatever he was doing. He used to do all the yagya havan, sacrifices, all kinds of worship beautifully. He knew how to entertain the guests. He would, really treat the guests as, the Lord. We have heard this phrase, Atiti Devo Bhava. So the Atiti or the guest is to be treated just like God Himself. Then that's how He used to treat them. All the demigods were extremely happy with Devashama, and as you can see from this image, all the demigods used to shower all their blessings on Devashama. Devashama used to, off and on invite sages at his place and feed them properly. He was blessed by everyone, but still he was not so peaceful as we might imagine him to be because of his, religious activities. So he always used to, keep thinking, or what he used to think about a soul. Then what about the super soul? Then the Paramatma, Bhagwan, Brahma. All these things he used to, who's the Brahman? He used to think about all these things. And because he was very inquisitive. You know what? We need to be curious in our lives. We need to be inquisitive in our lives. Only if you want to, yes, like Lisha, Megan, can we later take the questions after the story? Then, because he was very curious, see, until and unless you have some curiosity in you, there are certain doubts in your mind, you would never learn. Would you ever want to go to your teacher until unless you have a doubt? No. And if you do not approach your teacher, are you going to learn? No. Learn more and more. You will learn as much as you are curious. So this Deva Shama, he was very, very, keen on knowing more about the soul, super soul, Paramatma, and so he was on a lookout. When you're on lookout for something, Krishna makes space for you. So Krishna once, arranged so that he meets a yogi who was completely peaceful, and he was meditating under a tree. Devashama went and spoke. He took obeisances. He paid his obeisances. He took the blessings. And then he asked him, please tell me more about this path of self realization. I want to know more about bhakti. The yogi blesses him. The yogi is very, very satisfied with, Devashama. And he asked him to go to another place called Sopur, where he would find Mitravan. Now, who was Mitravan? Mitravan was a goat herder. Devashama is puzzled. He says, oh, my dear yogi, why don't you only tell me? The yogi says, no, I want you to go because there's a lot you're going to learn there when you go to Sopur and you meet Mitravan over there. Devasham very obediently agrees to it, and he moves on to a place called Sopur. Now, this place, Sopur, was so serene. It was, there was a river flowing by. There were birds chirping. It was a beautiful jungle, a nice, neat, and clean forest. Where, what did he see? He saw that there is this guy, and he assumed that this must be Mitravan, and Mitravan was very peacefully sitting on a rock and meditating. He also saw a very strange sight. He saw that the lion and the goats were walking kind of, hand in hand as if they were the best of friends. He was really puzzled, and he just didn't know what kind of a mysterious place is this. I want to know more about this. But because Mitravan was into a meditation, he just went and sat next to him. And now Devashama and Mitravan both are sitting side by side and meditating on the holy name. Then, after some time, when Mitravan was done with his meditation, Devashama, what did he do? He asked him, please tell me what is the mystery of this beautiful scenic place? How come the lion and the tiger and the goats, everyone is so comfortably sitting with each other and playing as if best of friends? So Mitravan says, there was this time when I was new, and I was new to this place. I Wherever I used to take my herd of goats, I would always face this fear of tigers and lions, the wild animals attacking my herd. Once when we reached this place, this is Mitravan is telling this before he had reached this place Sopur. So this image that we see here is something that Mitravan was experiencing before he had come. Now, when he came to this particular place, Sopur, with his herd of goats, the general tendency of what a lion, what would it be to attack goats, right? But here in Sopur, what happens? This tiger who was following the herd, from a uh, long distance, when he came here, he just calmly sat down. And he's so peaceful. Then the goat is so, but surprised. And the goat is saying, why? What happened? Why aren't you attacking me? The lion says, I don't know. This tiger says, I just don't know. Then the tiger asks the goat, why are you standing so coolly and calmly in front of me? You're so comfortable. Are you not scared of me? I am a tiger. I might kill you. The goat says, I don't know what's wrong over here. I feel so comfortable. I feel so fearless. I just don't want to run away from you. You feel like this is another friend of mine. And they both are puzzled with the mystery of this place called Sopur. So they both of them, approach. Who they go to? Who do they go to? They go to Mitravan. And Mitravan, he's also shocked. He's shocked to see the tiger and the goat walking side by side, just like best of friends. And Mitravan is saying, I don't know what's this place, and how come, a ferocious animal like a tiger and a, domestic animal like a goat can be, best of friends, and they're not, the one is not wanting to attack the other, and the other one is not scared of the ferocious animal. Because he was new to the place, he had no clue. But then he saw some monkeys up there on the tree, and he felt like he could talk to them. He went and approached. You can see here in this image, Sumitravan is approaching one of the monkeys, and he's saying, "Can you please tell me about the mysteries of the place? What is making this place so calm and so serene? Why are we all feeling so peaceful over here?" Then the monkey, he was a very, 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 very old monkey, and he had been there in that place since, uh, you know, uh, some thousands of years. So this monkey is telling that once upon a time, I had seen who Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma had come to this place himself, and he had installed what? A Shiva Linga. We know a Shiva Linga, right? Shivalinga is the representation of Lord Shiva, right? None other than Lord Shiva himself. So he had installed this Shivalinga in this temple here at Sopur, and that Shivalinga was worshipped by Sukam. So Sukam was another pious soul who would, come there every day to that temple, and he would worship the Shivalinga, and he would be, totally engrossed in meditation, and he would be very cool and calm. He didn't realize by doing such nice worship, he was being blessed by Lord Shiva every day. He could not see, when we go to a temple, we have to, or if we, when we have deities at home and we worship them, I want you to, pay specific attention to this picture. See, here Sukam is just worshipping the lingam. He doesn't know that Shivji, comes out of the lingam and he blesses the devotees. And so does Lord Krishna. That's what he does. When we are in the, in front of the deity, we should have that faith that when I'm talking to God, God is actually listening to me, and He will definitely, if I have any prayers, if I have any requests, if I want something, this is why we go to, that's why we approach Lord, because we're always wanting something, but we don't generally know what is the best thing to ask for. I will tell you towards the end of this whole session. What is it that we should actually ask that, when we are in front of the deity? Please remind me, in the last session. Okay, so he was blessed totally by Lord Shiva. And then there was this time, he was also a very well behaved and a pious person. He would uh, welcome all the guests, whoever would ever come to his place. And that once upon a time, there is this sage who comes to his place, and somehow Sukam feels very peaceful when he's serving the sage. And he says, I feel as if all my prayers have been answered just by, serving you. I don't know why. The sage is very happy with the hospitality of Sukam. And the sage says, okay, I want to bless you with something. He says, what? He said, come. When he goes out to his place, and there he sees a rock. On the piece of rock, he scribbles something, which he, of course, tells also. He tells Sukam, see, I have written. What had you written? What glories are we doing? We are doing the glories of the second chapter. So, what does he write? He writes the glories of the second chapter on this piece of rock, where he asks Sukam to he should sit and meditate on this piece of rock and recite the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day. Do we know how many verses are there in the second chapter? As we had discussed in the last time when we did the glories of the first chapter, I had told you that there are 46 verses in the first chapter. Now, during the glories of the second chapter, we should know that there are 72 verses here. So, 72 verses were inscribed here on the stone where Sukam used to sit every day and recite all the verses. Because of all the, you know, austerities, the penances that he did while sitting there on the rock, dutifully reciting the second chapter every day, the entire place became sanctified only because of the devotion of who? Of Sukam. So this is, and who's telling this story? To who? Mitravan, the monkey. The monkey is telling this to Mitravan. Why? Because Mitravan was approached by Devasham. Yes, you should remember this. So the monkey is telling all this to, yeah, and so because of the devotion and austerities of Sukam, this place had become so sanctified. So when Devashama came to know, then he was also very eager and very curious also to see the Shivalingam, which Lord Brahma had installed himself. So he goes there to the temple, he visits there, he pays his obeisances, he feels very composed there. And this is Mitravan and Devasham, they go together. No, first Devasham goes by himself, and now, mm, because uh, when uh, when recitation of verses of the Bhagavad Gita take place, that is the effect that a soul can attain. What? Very quickly we get what? The mercy of Lord Krishna himself. So if we have not been reciting the Bhagavad Gita lately, it's time that we start doing that. And this way, uh, Devashama, he attained the knowledge which who had given? Mitravan had given. After worshipping that great soul, Mitravan, Devasham, he comes back to Pandharpur. You remember we had started the story from Pandharpur? Yeah. So from Pandharpur, it all started. I will just quickly do a recap. Pandharpur was a place where Devasham was curious, wanted to know more about self-realization. Devasham went to Sopur. He met Mitravan. Then Mitravan asked the monkey, and the monkey told him about who did he tell about? So Kam. And then they all visited the temple, and they all came back, and they decided that we are going to recite the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day because we are going to attain the mercy of Lord Krishna by that. Now, we are now, as of now, we are done with the story of the Gita Mahatmya. You have some questions. Yes, Anviyatha, you want to ask something? And there was one more child who had some questions sometime back. You can please unmute. Yeah, Elisha. Yes, Elisha. Mataji, would you please unmute Elisha? You want me to do that? Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Please unmute yourself. Alicia, please unmute.
On the first slide, there was like a word like Paramatha. What does that mean?
I think I'll go back to the first slide for you. Just the first one? This one?
No, like when you started telling the story.
Paramatma.
Yeah.
Okay, so Param means supreme, Atma means soul in Sanskrit. Okay, Atma means the soul. Although when we read the Bhagavad Gita, the word Atma refers so many times to mind body also, but uh, in this context, Param means supreme and Atma means the soul. So Paramatma means super soul. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. And Anviyatha, do you have any questions? Mataji, would you please allow Anviyatha to mute themselves? And Manhar, you also have questions. Yeah, please.
No, Mataji, I just take ma'am to speak the shloka. Yes, Mataji. So my
You want to
question
recite
was,
the shloka? Yeah, yeah, we'll do the shloka.
okay, Mataji.
Vish, okay, Vishwa, you have any questions? Manhar, you have questions? Yeah.
Yeah, my question was, like when Lord Brahma put the Shivalinga in the temple, did anyone else see him putting it like the monkey did?
Probably that at that time, monkey was the only witness, and even if there were other people, it's not mentioned in the Mahatmya. So what we gather from the story that we read in the Padma Puran, it was only the monkey, and that's why he reported this incident to Mitravan and Devasha. Okay.
Mataji, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is,
Thank you.
is the story of Lord Vittalji different than this story?
Which story of Lord Vittalji are you talking about, honey? Because see, when we talk about maybe Lord Krishna, there are thousands of stories about him. When we talk about Krishna as Lord Vitthal, there are so many stories, but they are just the same. So Lord Vitthal is none other than Lord Krishna himself. Okay, it's just that he just takes different forms at different places, and according to time, place, and circumstances, Lord Krishna appears as in different forms to please the devotees. To take care. We know this verse, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham, whenever there is decline in the religion. And then what does he say in next? This is 4.7. And then what does he say in 4.8? He says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, right? So, Paritranaya sadhunam, for the sadhu, for the, pious people, to deliver them. So, he will come as Vitthal also, he comes as Nrsimhadev also, he comes as Varahadev also, he comes as Pandrinath also. Okay, so it's just Krishna who's taking various forms here. Hmm? And he comes as different avatars and different forms that he takes as deities. Okay, any other question? So we'll move on to the verse of the day because we are doing second chapter. So earlier on, I thought that I'm going to do the Gita Mahatmya song also along, but I think I won't be able to do justice that pace. The Gita Mahatmya song, which consists of 7 verses, that's something I'm going to do towards the end of the session when we are done with the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, because every song has a story for itself. I won't be able to complete. So what we now our schedule every Monday, every Friday, it's going to be just the same. We are going to take Mahatmya or the glories of one chapter, like we have done second chapter today. We'll do the third chapter then, and uh, because we'll be doing the glories of the third chapter, then we will take one important verse of that chapter along with one of the stories related to the verse. Okay, so that way, the flow of our class will go very smooth, and there won't be any hodgepodge and taking up too many things. We will just do this Gita Mahatma thing. Yeah. So now, because we are doing the second chapter today, I thought that this verse is very relevant in the lives of students also. Of course, every verse is important and every verse is relevant here, but then this we can relate to very quickly and very easily. I am going to recite the words 3 times. I think most of the children know the verses, but then still I'm not sure how many of you know. So the just how I always do the verses. I'm going to for 10 minutes we are going to give to this verse, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So I will say, and then I will ask you people to tell me how much you have, got the words and whether you can recite by yourself or not. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनिः या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमे यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः. Going to say every word 3 times so that those of you who are new to the words find it very easy to pronounce. Ya, ya, ya. What? Nisha, nisha, nisha is night. Sarva, 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 all. Bhutanam, bhutanam, bhutanam of living entities. Tasyam, tasyam, tasyam. In that, Jagrati, Jagrati, Jagrati is wakeful. Samyami, 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 the self-controlled. I will say the first line again. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami. Okay. Yasyam, 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 in which Jagrati, Jagrati, Jagrati are awake. Bhutani, 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 all beings. Sa, Sa, Sa. That is Nisha, 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 night. Pashyatu, Pashyatu, Pashyatu. Further, introspective. Munhe, Munhe, Munhe. Stage. Okay. So, second line. Yasyam jagriti bhutani sa nisha pasyato munehe. What does this verse mean? That what is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all the beings is night for the introspective stage. How do we understand it more simply? That what say there is a devotee, okay, and there is a person who's not a devotee. Now, a devote, what a devotee do would prefer to sleep early, right? Wake up early so that in the Brahma Muhurat, the devotee is able to chant. But a person who's not a devotee, and now imagine because of say Corona times, the timetable is disturbed everywhere, and people have as such no office or no schools to go to. Everything is going on online, so there is no as such timetable to follow. So what are they doing? The one who's not a devotee, what would the person do? Would wake up late, sleep late, and then uh, by the time this non-devotee is sleeping, it is already time for the devotee to wake up. So this is how you have to, if you have, your siblings at your place who are sleeping late, what you have to tell them? When you have to meet them, you have to tell them, Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam Dasyam Jagrati Samyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashato Mune. Means the time I am waking up, you are sleeping, Dalhat, and the time you are sleeping, I am getting up already. So this is how you have to try to chastise, people who are sleeping late. Okay, so now I invite the participants. You can raise your hands if you want to recite the verse. Anviyathar. Yes, Anviyathar. Anviyathar, you can unmute yourselves.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
You can see the verse, right?
Avni, can you unmute yourself? Avni.
Yes, Mataji. Sorry. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. Mataji, can I also speak?
Yeah, Athar, why not?
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागर्ति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने.
Very good. Who else? Mataji, you can just unmute them one by one, whoever wants to.
Okay, Mataji. Malhar, please unmute yourself.
Okay, Mataji. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani सा निशा स्पश्यतो मुने.
Very good.
Sridhan and Lakshmi. Sridhan and Lakshmi, please unmute.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः.
Very good.
Eva. Lakshmi want to do Sridhan? Eva, please unmute.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जगति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Very good. Who
Priyam.
else?
Priyamvada.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां गतानि संयमी यस्यां गति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Okay, so the word is Jagarti. Okay, Jagarti one time and Jagrati the other time. Otherwise, it was and Pashyato. Okay, so please practice a little bit more and you'll get it. Yes, next.
Vidisha.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Very good.
Aryan. Aryan.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna, Dharma Pranam.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी तस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Very good.
थैंक यू माता जी.
Alisha. Alisha.
या निस्से सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जगर्ति संयमी यस्यां जगर्ति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः.
Very good. It is Bhutani. Otherwise, perfect. Who else?
May Maheen and Swati, please unmute. Maheen and Swati.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
Hare Krishna.
या निशा सर्वभूतं तस्यां जागृति सर्वाणि यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Okay, so the first line it was Bhutanam, then it was Samyami in the second line, and last line it was Pashyato Mune. Okay, keep practicing. Yes.
Swati. Govinda.
Yes. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जगति संयमी यस्यां जगति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Okay. In the second line, last word was Samyami, and in the last line, the second word was Nisha. Okay, Pashyato Munehe. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Please
Manas.
practice.
Manas, please unmute. Manas. Manas.
बोलिए ना. हो.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yes,
go
please.
ahead.
Can I start?
Yes, please.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनयः.
Very good. It is Pashyato. Keep practicing. Very nice. Anyone else?
Sarvagya.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां
Tashyam Jagrat Samyami Yasyam Jagrat Bhutani Sani Saprastu Mune.
Okay, so it is Jagrati and it is Parshyato. Okay, yeah, please practice. Who else?
Vedant. Sorry, Mataji. Vedant.
That's it. Krishna bless.
Vedant.
Yanisa Sarva Bhutyam Bhutanam Tasyam Jagrat
Jagarti.
Jagrati Samyami
Samyami.
Yasyam Jagrat
Jagrati.
Jagrat
Bhutani.
Bhutani
Sani.
Sani Sapastyum Mane.
Okay, so Vedant, just we need a little more practice. Please read it every day. I'll just recite it for you once. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. Anybody else? Are we done?
Lohiktash. Mataji, one.
Yes,
Lohiktash.
yes, of course.
Lohiktash, can you unmute? Yes. Go ahead, Lohiktash.
Yanisa Sarva Bataham Tasyam Jagarti Sami Yasyam Jagarti Bhagavam Sanisya Pasamanohe.
Okay, so I will repeat it for you. Please practice. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. ठीक है. I think we are done with the verse part. So I hope you have understood the meaning. Whenever someone is waking up way too late, this is what you have to tell them, that for the self-controlled one, the best part is what we have to do, sleep early and wake up early. As someone is doing the reverse of this, then you can just say this verse to them. Okay. So now regarding sleeping early and waking up early. Do we know? Can anyone tell me? Hi Krishna. Can anyone? You want to say the words? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yanisa Sarva Bhutanam Tashyam Jagarti Samyani Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sani Sapashyato Munahe.
Very good. Very, very good, beta. Okay. So what I was telling you, yeah. If I show you the slide, you will get the hint. I was telling you regarding this thing of sleeping early and waking up early, there is one name which has been given to Arjuna. So Arjuna has one more name. Arjuna has so many names. We will discuss the names later. But can anyone tell me regarding sleep, there is a name that Arjuna has. What is that name? Anybody? You need some more hints? Okay. So Arjuna has conquered over his sleep. Now, can you tell me the name? Anyone? Okay, I will tell you the story behind it and then I will tell you the name. Oh, sorry, I need to share. Yeah, so there was, this time when it was all dark, okay? All of a sudden, there was no, electricity whatsoever. Whatever the means of, illumination at that time were, in the time of, Arjuna and the Pandavas were there, there was a complete blackout for some reason. That time, they all were having dinner, okay? Now, you have experienced this, that imagine, please kindly keep yourself muted. So can you imagine or you must have experienced this, that there is no light, okay? And imagine that there is at the time when there is no mobile, no torchlight, there is no inverter, there is no emergency light, and it is completely dark. And imagine you have a plate of food, a plate filled with food, maybe your favorite dish or something, in front of you, and it is completely black. Would you be able to put that bite that you had in your hand in your mouth or no? You can just raise your hands and tell me, thumbs up. See, you have a morsel of food in your hand, and all of a sudden everything goes black. Can you put the food in your mouth? Just raise your hands. Thumbs, yeah. So you can definitely put the morsel in your mouth. So this is what Arjuna, yeah, thank you, Eva. So this is what Arjuna experienced. What he thought, when it is absolutely dark, I cannot see anything, but still my hand can sense where my mouth is, and I can definitely put that morsel of food, that bites in my mouth. Then this, there was this, he got this idea. He thought that if there is no light and I can eat, then why can't I shoot with my arrow when it is completely black, when there is a complete blackout? Okay. So you know what he started doing? When everybody would sleep, Arjuna, in the middle of the night, and those times when it was night, it was night. There were no street lights or something like that. It was completely dark. Okay. Arjuna would get out of the palace and he would practice, in the dark night. And what would he do? He would practice his his archery. He would just randomly shoot his arrows. In the beginning it was just random, and then he would place targets, and then he would shoot at the targets, and he would wait for dawn to see whether he had struck them right or no. When his guru, who's the teacher, the teacher, right? Dronacharya. Yeah, so when Dronacharya comes to know about this, that what a sincere student, he has been practicing something which is out of syllabus. I mean, I have not taught in this. When our teachers teach us, imagine that you have been given an assignment to learn tables up to, say, table up to, from 2 to 5, the multiplication tables. You go to your teacher and you tell them, ma'am, I also know the table of 12 and 13. Won't she be very, very happy? And she would be like, my God, the child is so sincere. I asked her or him to learn only up to 10, and she's come up with tables of 12 and 13 also. She would be so, so happy. So was Dronacharya, extremely happy with Arjuna, and he's like, wow, you're my favorite, Arjuna. And then he taught him some other skills which he had not taught to anybody else. So this is one image which shows Arjuna practicing archery in the middle of the night. Okay. uh, what do we call, we when it is completely dark, we call in Sanskrit it is gunak. Gunak means darkness, and isha means the controller. So the one who is the controller of darkness also signifies ignorance. Okay, so the one who has conquered over darkness, and yeah, sorry, gunaka means sleep. Okay, so one who has conquered over his sleep. See, in order to be able to, I'm sorry, yeah, gunaka doesn't mean darkness, huh? Gunaka means sleep. So if Arjun had to wake up in the night, had to practice in the night, that definitely he had to sacrifice his sleep. So that first he needed to conquer over his sleep. Only then he would be, that alert and go and practice his shooting. So because he conquered over his sleep, that's why he's called Gunaka. Now, why Gunaka is called ignorance and darkness also? Because Gunaka also means ignorance. Ignorance when we're not enlightened, when we do not have knowledge. So Arjuna had conquered over his ignorance also, and ignorance signifies darkness. That's why. So one name for Arjuna is Gunakesh. Anybody um, remembers that verse from the Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna addresses Krishna addresses Arjuna as Gunakesh. Anybody remembers? No. So I am going to give it. This is the homework. Okay. So when we meet next class, you have to tell me the verse in which Lord Krishna addresses Arjuna as Gunakesh. So that's about the homework. Now we are left with very little time. I have a lot to tell you. We have 10 more minutes. I will quickly tell you 10 names of Arjuna. Now there is this story about Arjuna having 10 names. Arjuna has so many names, but what is the story past time? There was this time when the Pandavas were in the Agyatwas, when they were forced to stay incognito. Duryodhan had told them 12 years you can stay, the 12 years they had to stay in the forest, and the 13th year they had to stay incognito, means Agyatwas. If anyone would come to know, Duryodhan said, if I come to know where you're staying, then your punishment repeats, and 12 more years of, your vanvas, and then one more year of, Agyatwas. So in the last year, the Pandavas, they had gone to stay where, you know, to Raja Virat's place. Okay. So there, when they were staying there, it was almost the end of the 13th year, and there is this time when when Duryodhan with his people, he decides to attack them because he knows that the king, the king Virat, he's not there. He had gone to fight someone else with Bhima and Yudhishthir, and he thought that okay, now they will be so helpless, and let me go and attack them. And then there is guy, this prince called Uttar Kumar. Uttar Kumar is the son of King Virat. Uttar Kumar, in front of the assembly, in front of everybody, he just boasts and he says, "Yeah, why not? Of course, I can go. I can go and fight the enemies. I will go and beat them all." And he go, and then he says, "But then who's going to drive the chariot for me?" And then we know Brihannalla. Who's Brihannalla? We know Brihannalla, right? Arjuna was staying there. Arjuna was staying there. Yes, Aryan, I understand that you know. So Arjuna was staying there as Brihannalla. He offers that, okay, I will be your charioteer. And he was so skeptical and he was like, really? I mean, because he was acting as a transgender that time. And he was really, you can help me with that. And because his mother forced him, okay, convinced him, yeah, you need someone, take him and he'll help you. When Uttar Kumar goes there and he sees all the valiant fighters, he's so scared. He's like, "Oh my God, I cannot fight them. I don't want to fight. Brihannalla, please take a U-turn. Let's go back to the palace. You see, Duryodhan with his army, they are going to kill me." And Brihannalla is like, "Don't act like a coward. Come on, you're a valiant fighter. You can do it." And Uttar Kumar is like, "No, no, no, I do want to fight. Please let me go." So Arjuna was left with no choice. Arun, I'll take up the question in the end of towards the end of the class. And then Arjuna was left with no choice but to, give up his identity. And he said, "Okay, fine. Let me tell you, I am Arjuna. Now, now, would you please take the chariot over there? And I have hid my weapons over there, and I'll get the weapons, and then I will fight for you." Uttar Kumar is like, "Are you crazy? You're Brihannalla. You're not Arjuna." Arjuna says, "Please trust me. I'm Arjuna." Then Brihannalla is like, "Okay, tell me. If you are Arjuna, then you have to tell me that Arjuna has 10 more names. Can you please tell me your names?" Then Arjuna says, "Yes, of course, why not?" So what names did he tell? Different names of Arjuna and Mahabharat. Arjuna, Falguna, Jishnu, Kiritin, Shvetavahana, Vibhatsu, Vijaya, Krishna, Savyasachin, and Dhananjaya. Please try to memorize these names. I might ask you in the next class. Okay, so I will just quickly tell you. We have only 5 minutes. We have 6 minutes. I will quickly tell you what is the reason behind Arjuna being called these names. See, because it's a Zoom class, right? We cannot make it very interactive because every time there's this problem of muting and muting. If I ask all of you to answer at the same time, it's going to get chaotic. So I will just tell you by myself. But still, but just one time, I'm going to give you a chance. Anybody wants to tell me what Arjuna, Moksha and Mupala don't fight? So would you tell me what is the meaning of Arjuna? Manhar. Yes. What does Arjuna mean? Why is Arjuna called Arjuna? I won't be able to do this for all the names.
I forgot.
So cute. I'll tell you. Because his complexion is rare. Okay, Arjuna means he's rare, he's white. His deeds are white signifies purity, right? So he has a very pure kind of a complexion. His acts are pure, and that's why everyone calls him Arjuna. Quickly, I'll take you over all the 10 names. Next is Falguna. Why is he called Falguna? Because the day he was born on the slopes of Mount Himavat, the constellation Uttara Falguna was on the because we could see the constellation Falguna there at that time. Where? On Mount Himavat. Why is he called Jishnu? Because Arjuna was unsurpassable, uncontrollable, the tamer of foes. See, foes are called dushman, right? In Hindi, from dushman comes the word Jishnu. The one who can control the dushman is called a Jishnu. Then Kiritina. Kiritina, why? Because his crown, because of his crown, the name of the crown is Kiritina. It was a gorgeous and a splendid crown which was given to Arjuna by Lord Indra, one of at in during one of the occasions. Shweta Vahana, we know what is the word. Shweta means white, Vahana means the his uh, Vahana means car, but here any automobile, right? So Vahana, the chariot, because he was his golden chariot had white horses. That's why Shweta Vahana. Then Vibhatsu because he was never unfair in any of the battles that he fought. Then Vijaya. Vijaya means victory. He never got back home without defeating his opponents. Then Krishna. This is a cute, not a cute coincidence. He shares the name with Lord Krishna. Why is Krishna? Because he was a little, when he was a child, at that time he was dark skinned, so that's why Krishna. Then Sarvasachin, because Sarvasachin, what does the word Sarvasachin mean? He could use both his hands while fighting. That's why Sarvasachin. And Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya because he had conquered many kingdoms, acquired their wealth, got a lot of wealth for his older brother for one of the yagyas. That's why he's called Dhananjay. Then there are a couple of other names also, but I now again give it as a homework to you. If you find 4 more names of Arjuna apart from the ones I have told you, I'll be very happy. You can just post it in the group or you can share with me in the next class. So you have 2 homeworks from the story. One, you have to tell me the words in which Lord Krishna addresses him as Gunakesha. The second homework is you have to tell me the names of Arjuna, apart from the ones I told you already. Aryan, you have raised your hand. You want to say something? I'll stop share here. And yes, we have 2 minutes. So
So
2 minutes. So you can, yeah. Any questions or any comments? Yes, children.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Priyanka Mataji.
So thank you so much, Mataji, for a very wonderful class, Mataji. So
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for having me over. Panchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaः. Okay, so generally I end my class with the chant of 3 times Hare Krishna. So I request everybody to join me. So 3 times we chant the name of Lord and then I leave. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. God Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Mataji, I take leave of you. It's 9:30.
yeah, so thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry we are not taking the question answer session because activity is going.
I know. It is activity time and children must be very eagerly waiting for that. Never mind, Mataji.
I'm so
So
sorry.
yes. Not at all. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. Tama pranam.
Hare Krishna kids. Now our activity time is going on. Kena, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? Or please on your video also.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for coming for that.
Welcome, everyone.
So sorry for a little long class.
Can everyone hear me and can everyone see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So, for the materials, I want everyone to bring a square piece of paper like this. If you want, you can even bring a post-it note like this. These work too. So yeah, once everyone has their materials done, let me know. Okay, so some people aren't ready yet, so.
I was thinking we'll wait. Is everybody able to see the camera? Yeah, this is better.
All right, okay.
I'll sit here and I'll see if anybody's typing any question.
Yes.
All right, if everyone's ready to start, I'll start. All right, everyone's ready? Okay. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get a square piece of paper. If you don't have a square piece of paper, then like if you have the standard rectangle shape, I'll teach you how to make it square. So if you have a piece of paper and it isn't a square piece of paper like this, all you'd have to do is take this corner and bend it over so that this line is aligned with this line, and this line is aligned with this line, and then just cut along here so that you have a perfect square. All right?
Ma'am, can you show me that which we are making today?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be making something like this.
What is that?
It's like a butterfly made out of paper.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is everyone ready?
Yeah, they're saying no, but yeah, give them 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay, I'll give y'all 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna start now. So first, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your square piece of paper and you're gonna make folds, okay? So the first fold, maybe fold it like this, horizontally. And when you fold it, make sure you press really hard so that when you unfold it, there's a line like this, all right? So once you do this fold, you're gonna want to fold it like this.
See, I have make a book like this one.
Wait, I can't see what happened.
Pocket notebook.
Wait, I can't see what happened.
Ma'am, I have make a pocket notebook. See?
Oh, yeah? You have a pocket? Oh,
She's showing some book.
I think so. Oh, it's a book. Okay.
I have made this book.
All right, that's cool.
Use it to carry something. Like
Okay.
this.
Okay, so if everyone is ready to move on, let me know. What's next? Already, you should have 4 squares like this, and the folds should be really visible so that you can see it clearly. Next, what you're going to do is turn it so that the corner of the paper is facing you like this. Okay. And then you take this corner and you fold it over. So it's like diagonal and press hard, okay? Don't forget to keep pressing really hard. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to fold it this way. Yes, what happened? Hello? Someone was trying to say something.
You can talk from this device.
Okay, so if you guys are ready to move on, I'll move on.
Show
So-
them first.
So it should look like this so far. You should have 3 folds, one going this way, one going this way, and then one going this way, okay? Oh wait, I don't think y'all can see it, okay. One going this way, one going this way, and then one going this way, okay? So next, what you're going to do is you're going to make another fold like this, and then press hard. Okay. So if you're done now, you should have 4 folds that look like this. One going like this, one going like this, hold up, and then one like this, and one like this, okay? Is everyone ready to move on? Oh, there's some people with questions, okay.
No, wait.
I see that Munher has a question. What's your question, Munher?
You'll have to unmute him.
Oh, you have to unmute her.
So
Okay,
my
what's-
question was, how do you make the square again from a rectangle piece of paper? I didn't get the steps.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so if you have a rectangle piece of paper, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this corner and you're gonna fold it over like this, if that makes sense, so that this part is aligned with this part and this part is aligned with this line. And then you see this part that's sticking out, you just cut that piece out. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and can you also tell the steps again?
The steps? Okay, all you're gonna have to do is make 4 folds. So one going from the top to the bottom, one, I don't think you can see properly. Okay, yeah, one going from the top to the bottom, one from the left side to the right side, one from the top corner to the bottom corner, and one from this corner to the other corner, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, like Ava, I think that's her name. Yeah, Ava, she did it perfectly.
Spotlight color something.
Oh yeah, let me spell. I don't think I can spell.
No, we are host.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I see that Vishwa Patel has a question. What's your question?
No, I don't have any question. Is it like this?
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone else have a question? Wait 1 second. Let me try to find your video.
My name is Yashvi.
Rashvi. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Nirvi and Nimansh, theirs is perfect. Gagana, hers is perfect. Yeah, Vishwa, hers is good too. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's move on. So, hold up. No, okay.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do now is you're going to place your paper like this so that the bottom part is facing you. Okay, like this. All right, okay. So what you want to do is that you see these 4 triangles, right? There's one over here, one over here, one over here, and then one over here, right? You want to bring these 2 triangles forward and these 2 triangles backwards. So pay attention, this part is kind of hard. So you're going to just try and bring these 2 parts backwards. Okay, like that, if that makes sense. I don't know if y'all can see properly. And then like that, hold up, like that. So at the end, you should have something like this. Let me show y'all again. So we had this at first. I don't think y'all can see. And then you brought these 2 pieces back and then these 2 pieces forward. So it's like this. Okay. Is anyone having trouble with it? Because I know it's hard. Okay. Yeah, Priyam, hers is perfect. And K Sai Satvik, his is perfect too. Manhers is perfect too. So's Vishwas. And then, oh yeah, Lohitaksh, you have a question? Go ahead.
Lohitaksh ने अपन unmute करना पड़ेगा ना.
Oh yeah.
Raise your hand. It will be easy to unmute you. Lohitaksh, can you raise your hand?
Yeah. This cross thing, I did a line for one of that. Then how do you do the other one? Do you fold the other one backwards?
Oh, wait, paper back a little bit.
Yeah, one of the paper I did it front and the other paper to the backwards, like this.
Perfect.
No,
Yeah.
not like that. Let me show you. So you have these 4 folds, right? Like this one, these 4. Right? You have them, right? Okay. So bring your paper up to the front so I can see it.
So like this. Now do you see all the lines?
Oh, I think you're missing some. So you only have this one. Oh, you only have this fold and this fold. You're gonna have to have a fold that goes from the top to the bottom,
Dividing it.
and then one from the side to the other side. Okay, does that make sense?
Got it.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Alicia has a question. Unmute yourself.
You are already unmuted.
Is it perfect now?
Let me see. Yes, yeah, then it's perfect. Sarvagya Singh has a question. Please unmute yourself.
करना पड़ेगा ना unmute बेटा.
I have to unmute him. Okay.
If you fold like this,
Mm-hmm.
so when we fold like this, so like this.
Oh no, you see the part in the front? You have to bring that back, if that makes sense. So yeah, do it and then yeah, there, that's perfect. Show me the front. You had it there almost for a second. Nope, you almost had it. Almost. I know this part is hard. Here, let me just show y'all myself. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this, okay? Can y'all see the folds properly? You see these 2 corners, the side to side. Bring those back, okay? And then you see the top part, you fold that part back. And then the bottom part, you fold that like this. So you have a triangle, okay? I see people are still having difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay. Nirvi and Namansh, they have a question. Please unmute yourself.
unmute करना पड़ेगा.
There was written drawing today. Then why we are doing craft today? Is this good?
No.
No. Here. Okay, yeah. Now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. Yeah. When it was two triangles like that. Yes, there you go. There you go. That's perfect.
Just like this.
It will look like this, no?
Wait, who's talking? I can't see you.
Yashvi.
Yashvi. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Anyone else? I see that Eklavya has a question, please.
Okay. Could you do it slowly this time and show it?
Okay, yeah, sure. So you guys want me to show it again? All right. So you get this. You see how there's 4 folds that we have in the paper? One like this, one like this, one like this, and one like this, right? So again, you're going to bring this side and this side, these two corners, and you're going to press them in. And then you see how we have these two like triangles or whatever, you bend those back. So you have a big triangle, okay? Like Eklavya's is perfect. And Sritan and Lakshmi, theirs is perfect. Oh yeah, Ava has a question. 1 second, let me unmute you.
Could you show the part which you folded it like into a triangle?
Sure. If anyone needs help folding into a triangle, just watch. So you see these 4 folds that I have here, right? One going from the top to the bottom, this side to this side, and then the corner, right? The 4 folds. So you're going to bring this side and this side. You bring them in like this, I got it really short, like this, okay? And then these 2 parts, you tuck them in. Tuck this part in. Yeah, if that makes sense.
My paper right now looks like this, but I don't really understand.
Here, let me flatten my paper out. It's not really working. Okay, so do this along with me, Ava, okay? So you bring this part and this part. You see these 2 sides?
Yeah.
You bring, hold up, 1 second. You bring them back like this, okay? Yes, there you go. And then the top part, you see the top part?
Yeah.
The top part, you, hold up,
Triangle.
bend it back and connect it. So it's like a triangle here. Yeah, keep bending it. No, straight. Bend it straight. Like, look, let me show you. It's like this side, right? And then you bend it like that.
Okay. I don't really understand.
Just keep trying. Okay, when you're holding it, make sure you hold it like this so that this part can bend all the way through, like that, okay? Like, and then do it again from the bottom, like that.
Is it like this?
Hold up, what's your name so I can see your camera?
Mataji, I have, you could start from the beginning.
Yeah, I won't be able to do that. Sorry.
Is it like this?
So let me try to find your screen. Give me 1 second.
Lohitaksh.
Okay, yeah, show me. Wait, bring it. Show me from. Turn it on. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh wait.
No.
No. Here, I'm gonna go through the steps one more time.
It's starting.
Starting. Okay. So it looks like some people didn't really get it. Okay, so you bring this part and this
Wait,
part.
please wait. I'm gonna get a new piece of paper.
All right.
Mataji, I did the triangle like this, and what is next in the beginning?
Hold up. Who was talking? Let me try to find your screen.
This is Govinda.
Govinda. Okay, 1 second. Govinda. I can't. Govinda. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I did it from this from I did it like this and make like that. And what is next from the beginning?
Hold up, I still can't see your screen anywhere.
And my name is Govinda Shah 56.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I see you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Show me what you did.
I did the try like this thing, but what is now next?
Okay. So make sure. So you only folded it from these two corners.
Yeah.
Okay. Fold it from this corner to this corner like that. Okay.
Like this?
Yeah. And then when you fold it here, I'll go through the beginning steps again for anyone who still needs to do it. Mama, can you try?
Everybody pay attention.
Yes. Okay.
Confusing.
हाँ, कर रहे हैं.
Okay, so I'm going through the beginning steps again for anyone who missed it. Okay, so
Like this?
Easy ways to say fold in half.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in half.
I did like this, like this. I did.
Just see, Govinda, just see. Everyone pay attention, then everybody can get it. If everybody keeps talking, then it will be tough because this is anyways, a little hard project. If you're doing first time, just see carefully.
Yeah, if you watch carefully, you'll get it right. So from this part to this part, fold it in half. Okay, everyone got that? All right. Next, what you're going to do is from this side to this side, fold it in half. Okay? And then from this corner, this corner to this corner, fold it in half again. And when you fold, make sure you fold it like press really hard so that it makes lines. You can see the lines properly. And then again, you're going to do it from this corner to this corner. Press hard. Okay? Everyone got it?
I didn't got this thing.
You didn't what? What happened? Oh, your voice keeps cutting out. Try talking again. All right, if everyone's ready to move on, we can move on. Okay? So,
Priyanka Mataji,
Yes, Mataji.
can you make another ID of Gehna Mehra as host?
Okay.
Mataji, I'm trying, but I can't do it properly. Mataji, I'm Eva. Is it like this?
yeah,
The triangle.
Yeah, Eva did it perfectly.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the butterfly.
Who's talking? Oh my God, so many people have questions.
Continue, Gehna.
Okay.
It's
Anyways,
a butterfly you showed with the yellow paper.
this one?
Mataji, it looks like this.
Yes, Sarvagya Singh, he did it perfectly. Akshita, she did it perfectly. Kesai Satvik, they did it perfectly. Ane did it perfectly. Vedant did it perfectly. Dikshita did it properly. Sritan and Lakshmi, they did it properly. Vishwa Patel, she did it properly.
Now continue the next
Okay,
one.
so now I will continue to the next step. So, since we've already, oh, someone's trying to talk. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
Move on, move on.
One second. Give me 1 second.
Once that over, I'll get a new pick.
So you will have a triangle now, right? Everyone has a triangle. Okay. What you're going to do next is you turn the triangle over.
Jana, you are mute, Peter. Can you unmute?
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was muted.
Wait.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Beta,
Yeah, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
yes,
Anyone?
yes.
All right. I'm sorry for the difficulty. Okay, so you should have a triangle like this, right? Everyone has a triangle like this. What you're going to do now is turn it over so that this corner is facing you. Okay? Everyone got it? All right, okay. So you see how each side has 2 flaps, right? 2 flaps, everyone? Okay. So bring the first flap over like this, okay? I don't think everyone can see it like that, right? Fold it over like this. Here, let me show you. So first it was like this, right? And then you bring this flap over and do it like that. Got it? Yes, like Eva. Eva did it right. And Ane, you don't want to fold it all the way. Make sure like it's bended a little bit, if that makes sense. Priyamda Joshi did it right. She did it right. And Vishwa Patel, she did it. Okay, Vishwa, you don't want to fold it. So I see some of you guys, you're folding it like this all the way through. Don't do it like that. Fold it to the side a little bit, like that. Okay? Like Shritan and Lakshmi, they did it right. And Ane, they did it. Yeah, Ane did it right. And Nirvi and Lamanch, you don't want to do it like this. You want to do it like this. Okay, someone asked if we do the same thing to the other side. Yeah, that's right. You do it to the other side too. So in the end, you should have something like this. Okay. Like that and like that, okay? Yeah, like Eva, she did it right. And Ane, he did it right. Manhar did it right. Nirvi and Lamanch, they did it right. Priyamda, she did it right. Vishwa did it right. Shritan did it right. Okay. Someone asked if we're done. No, we're not done yet. We're almost done. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, so since we're all done, you see this part, you bend. This part's a little bit tricky too. You bend it over like this, if that makes sense. Bend it over here. I'm going to turn it upside down. So you see this flap that comes out, right? You take that flap and bend it over like this, okay? Here, I'll do it again. So far, most people's thing looks like this, okay? Turn it over so that it's on the back side and put it down below you, okay? All right, okay. And then, oh yeah, Priya and Joshi, she did it right. Can you share the step again? Okay. You take this part, and then fold it back like this. And then you take this part and then fold it up. Yeah, Nirvi has a question. 1 second. Nirvi. Okay, unmute Nirvi.
We don't have that part. Like yours is like, there's a part on top. We don't have that.
Okay, wait, show me the front part again. Okay. So you see this. Oh, I think you guys did it a little bit wrong. Yeah, okay. So what you were supposed to do is the original part look like this, and then you take the top part, huh?
This is the original triangle.
Yeah, flip it over so that the longest side is facing the top. Longest side is facing the top.
Like this?
No, flip it over one more time. Yeah, like that. Perfect. So you would take this flap and then fold it over. And then the other flap and then fold it over. Okay? Does that answer your question?
I hope so. I'm just trying. Maybe come here. Okay, does this look okay?
Mataji, when I do this, what we have to do? I flip it from this side.
Okay, yeah. Again, take the two flaps from the top and fold it down like that. Okay, you see? First it was like this, then I take this part and then folded it down like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, back to Nirvi and Iman. Yeah, yours is perfect now. Okay. There we go. All right, so back to what we were doing. Fold it over like this, like Vishva Patel. What Vishva Patel did, you should do that. And Ane. Okay. So then you take this part, this corner that is beneath the two flaps that we folded over. You take that and then you fold it up. Okay. Okay, everyone got that? Aryan did it right. And
I've written right.
yes, you did it right. Okay, so then what you do is that you flip it over again so that these two flaps are facing you, right? That makes sense. Oh my God, this camera. Okay, yeah, so it should look like this. And then this top part that is peeking over, fold it down. Fold it down like this, okay? All right, and we're almost done. All you have to do from now is just fold it over like this and try to make it look like a real butterfly to the best of your ability. And then there you go, you're done.
Oh.
You can even try and color it like a butterfly if you want. Yeah. Try to show, if you're finished, try to show it to me in the camera and I can tell you if you did anything. Okay, yeah, Aryan did it right. Ane did it right. Shitan did it right. Vedant, turn it over. Turn it over. Yep, Vedant did it right. And Vishwa, she did it right. Advik did it right. But some people still need a little bit of help. So I'll show you guys. Sarvagya, you're almost there. Almost there. Priyamda, she did it right. And then, okay, yeah. All right, so some people want me to go over the steps again, and I'll do that. So, where should I do it over from? From this part? Yes? Okay. So we have this, right? This is what y'all have. So, what you're gonna want to do is flip it to its back side. Okay. And then you see this little flap that is in front of these two, this part that's in front of these two parts, you want to fold it back like that, okay? Everyone saw that? You fold it back. By the way, this is for anyone who still needs help. If you already got it, then you don't, okay? So you take this part and fold it back, okay? And then You flip it over again. And then you see this little triangle that's poking out. You poke it over. You fold it over. Like that. And then you see this crease in the middle that we made. Just fold it there. And then you have a butterfly. There. Okay. Everyone done?
Yeah, thank you, Gena. Very wonderfully you teach. Very nicely, as your mom.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So kids, if you don't get it, we have a recording. I will send you a recording link. So after the class, Gena Mataji will teach us the butterfly, origami butterfly. So we will give you the recording link. So that time you can take it. Okay. So thank you so much, Gena, for a very nice job.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity.
It's our pleasure. You and your mom, Mataji is there. Thank you so much for everything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Gena, is it a right time to wind up our call?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, kids, so
Hare
see
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.